Hey guys, real quick before we get into it, I apparently wasted 80 grand on a bullshit degree from a film school, and I can't even operate the autofocus on a Samsung Galaxy S8. So, if you don't mind just role-playing as an 80-year-old peeping Tom who's also underwater, I'd really appreciate it. I got some important stuff to say. You don't gotta look at me that sharp, I guess. Take it away, other Austin. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Austin with Replay Mode. This is a bit of a different video today. I wanted to kind of make an update. And also, I guess, kind of ask some questions, have a bit of a conversation, because Cold War sucks. It sucks. It's bad. Bad Cold War! Get off the counter! Bad! I don't necessarily mean it's bad from a gameplay standpoint. That's not what I'm saying. Instead, what I'm saying is to shoot videos like this, which is what we're known for, which is what I know how to do, specifically am trained to do, and what we do best. It sucks to make those. They suck. This game has theater mode, which is an amazing tool that's fantastic. We can't get certain shots without theater mode. But in almost every other aspect of like video creation, that like every other tool that we would need, it just isn't there. Certain features are just straight up missing. There's no spectator mode. You cannot free spectate in a private game. Codcaster is in the game, and there's a bunch of options. Seems like a really robust engine. I've never used Codcaster for Machinima before, but I thought maybe, hey, this could be like the replacement for spectator. Maybe I could use it there as well, right? You just can't get into it. There's no way of entering Codcaster mode. I saw a video online of some dude showing you how to do it, where like you have to select the correct team. That team just doesn't exist for me. I double checked with Shane, it doesn't work with him. I'm on a PS4, he's on a PS5. We could check PC later. Maybe it's a PC exclusive. Codcaster, only on fucking Steam. It's not even on Steam, on Battle.net, whatever the hell. It's just, how is that feature not there? The animations are garbage. I'm gonna show real quick footage of what it looks when you turn a character. The character's feet don't move, they just slowly turn back and forth. It's awful. Theater mode, actually, when the game first came out, worked decently well. You could only save the last, I think, 20 games or so, but the games that you did save, you could go through and there'd be no problem, right? Why would there be a problem? Some update that they released, I guess with bringing Nuketown in, you just can't pause unless you hold the button down, and even if you are able to do that, you can't make the actual bottom bit go away. It's stuck. It's glitched. Oh, and speaking of Nuketown, did you want to see anything on Nuketown? Well, we can't make it because it's not in private matches. This is something that actually, like, moves past what we need it for, but just like people playing the game. 90% of custom games in Modern Warfare and in Black Ops games in the past have existed on Shipment and Nuketown. That's where you go to 1v1 people. That's where you go to play Mike Myers. That's where you go to do fucking anything. Quickscope. Anything. You can't enter Nuketown. How? So it looks like actually since recording this video, they have thankfully added Nuketown into the custom games rotation. Unfortunately, certain things like the larger versions of Crossroads and Armada and all the Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps are still missing. So there's that. On top of that, there's almost no operators that we can choose from. For instance, we have a large cast of characters with the Rayola series, right? There's Rayola and there's about 10 privates, all of which we would need to cast. We would need to find, operators to fit into that role. Well, there are 10 total, which means we don't really have a lot of choice if we want to use all these characters off the bat. And of course, DLC will bring us more in, but those are going to be paid, and we're going to have to, micromanage what accounts have what, and it's just a giant headache that I'm not going to bore you guys with figuring out logistics of who has what pieces of this Rayola puzzle. And on top of that, in private games, unlike Modern Warfare, where when you enter into a private game, everything is unlocked operator-wise, except for custom skins, in this game, nothing is unlocked. So for every, dupe account that we usually have to shoot these, we would need to play enough to get through, to get all of those operators, right? Or at the very least say, like, okay, this is Teal, so this is Teal's operator, we're gonna make a Teal account. Well, then we need to buy PS Plus in order to actually bring it online, and we would only be able to use Teal on that account. If there's an episode with Teal, Ray, and, say, Magenta, we need 3 different accounts, all with PS Plus, with that stuff with it unlocked, which is a giant time sink that we don't necessarily have time for. So anyway, I could go on and on about the issues with this game. And I understand, like it's the beginning of the life cycle, right? Even Modern Warfare, when we were first trying to, like, figure out how to shoot in that, there, of course, were obstacles that we figured out and we overcame. And you know, it's every time that you do it, you kind of figure out, all right, here are the stopgaps. You figure out, all right, I'm going to have to do X, Y, or Z, right? But man, this game it feels like we're fighting it every step of the way. There's no zombie theater mode, which is something that we've had since BO2. I don't know. It's a whole thing. This video is becoming a rant. And I didn't necessarily want it to become a rant, but it does kind of feel good to get some of this out there. What I really wanted to get to was where we want to take Rayola and the accurate guides, right? That storyline that we've been building for like about a dozen episodes at this point in Modern Warfare. The idea was we build up to the nuke and then we switch games to Cold War and we continue on our escapades, right? And we had a lot planned. We still do have a lot planned. But with these issues, it's looking more and more likely that we won't be able to do what we planned to do in Cold War. And so we're kind of left in this kerfuffle where we could technically, we could just go back to Modern Warfare, right? We could go back to Modern Warfare and keep doing what we've been doing, but I don't know if people be disappointed with that, right? We built this thing up for Cold War, and it's the big new game, right? I'm sure people want to see the new game. They don't want to see this old, two-year-old game. But I'm afraid that if we move all the way over to Cold War, like, even the video quality is not good, right? It's not as good as Modern Warfare's is. Like we've tested, we've done, test stuff. The tour that came out earlier this week, that was kind of a test case for us. And to make that was more difficult than Modern Warfare tours were, but it was manageable, mainly because there's one person on screen and fly-throughs. Once you add 5 people in there, it just gets exponentially harder. And with the tests that we did, it would take us like a month to make a 3-minute video, if that. Like, it legitimately is, it's not a good engine in its current state. Now, Treyarch could surprise us and fix a bunch of stuff over the next, couple weeks, but they could also break things like they did with theater mode in not even a week. So my question is, as far as the guides go, would you guys be upset if we pivoted back to Modern Warfare for the remainder of it? Because we have a system down there. Like, we could make episodes every 2 weeks, easy. And we can do all of the things that we planned on doing. We had a really good arc, actually. We still do have this arc. I guess it didn't disappear into thin air. But we have a really good arc for where we want some of these characters to go. And we want to see that come into fruition, and that might be our best bet at that happening. So what I'm asking is, would you guys mind if we stuck with Modern Warfare for a bit, if it means more videos and higher quality? And some of this is kind of still up in the air, right? Because we don't know what happens with Warzone in a couple weeks when Season 1 starts and they move a bunch of Cold War stuff over. We don't know if that's going to change the balance of things. I know right now there's private matches in Warzone, which is something that we need to shoot. But right now you need 25 people, I believe at least, to launch the game. Maybe with Season 1, they take that out of beta and suddenly we can launch it with 4 and we're off to the races, right? But we were entirely in the dark on that, so we don't know how that's going to work. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. I think as far as tours go, I think those we can continue to do in Cold War pretty well. We're kind of figuring things out. So a big part of this update is also me asking, like, please be patient with us. I think especially during the holidays here, we're going to kind of dial back a little bit. For a while, we've been doing 2 uploads a week, every Tuesday, Thursday. We might fall back to only 1 a week as kind of the norm, at least for a little bit here. Obviously, we don't know what the future holds. But that one video is going to be something that is really well done, right? It's going to be a tour or a guide or something polished, right? I feel like we fell into this rhythm recently where we were kind of always trying to catch up, and that resulted in a lot of videos going up that were like 30 seconds long, and it's just this stupid joke, and it's like, well, that we just wasted our time essentially on that. We could have spent those 5 hours I spent making this shitty, joke. We could have spent that on, those 5 hours on making this guide better or this tour better or anything, right? So we're trying to like wrestle with that and use our time to the best that we can, because we also then neglect a lot of other things when we're just trying to churn out 2 videos a week. For instance, we've been trying to fix our merch store forever. I've been trying to launch. I've had this idea for a merch drop forever that I think people are really gonna love. I don't care if other people love it even. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna order all of them. I'm gonna order 100 of them from the fucking website, and then I'm gonna ship them all here, and I'm gonna keep them, and they're all mine. No one can have them. And I want to finally do that, right? We've toyed with like ideas of like a Patreon or like other, I don't know, avenues that we want to like breach out into that we haven't been able to because we've been spending so much time playing catch up on videos and things. Especially because the holidays are happening now and COVID's surging again. I think that it's time that we can kind of take a step back, chill, especially with this new game being just an absolute asshole. We can make this thing work. I think, I hope, and I pray. So yeah, let me know what you guys think on the Modern Warfare Cold War stuff. I'll be in and out of the comments constantly. I believe this goes up on Thanksgiving if you're in America, so happy American Thanksgiving. And yeah, I guess I'll end it there. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, all that jazz. If you have had no idea what I was talking about this entire time, first of all, why did you watch all of this? But second, you can check out a playlist right up here for the accurate guides. They're literally my favorite thing to make, and so I hope that they are your favorite thing to watch. And I'm gonna end it there. All right, click the button, and yeah, bye.